Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of our Sheffield United RTG here on EAFC 24, where we return with our Blades with 5 defeats in our last 6, which has seen us slip down the table into 8th place in the Premier League. It's been a really poor run of form, which has tainted our brilliant start to the Premier League season. I've got loads I want to crack on with today, including a Cup quarter-final, the FA Cup third round, and also heading into the January transfer window. So let's jump straight into the first game. It's Man City away at the Etihad, who sit just ahead of us in the league. So we're without our main man for our trips to the Etihad. Rhian Brewster obviously went down injured at the end of the last episode, and with Cameron Archer on the sidelines as well, now missing 2 of our strikers, which is leaving us a little bit short at the top end of the pitch, and I'm really not feeling confident about this one. Bazunu already forced into a save, and I'm sure City, after a slow start in the league this season, are desperate to string a couple of wins together. Julian Alvarez gives them an early lead here, and we could be in for a long day. It's a real shame Danny Ings is starting to decline now for us. Obviously been a brilliant signing for us here. Brought in last January when we were really struggling, and scored so many important goals towards the end of last season to keep us in the Premier League. But I think looking forward to probably not January, but definitely next summer, we're going to have to look to probably replace him, with him now going down and slowing down a little bit as well. Had a good start to the season, but not scoring as consistently. Could be a chance here. El Neni slides through Sucic, and Danny Ings in support says, "Shut up, Gaffer, I've still got it," and squanders the chance. And that's what I mean. Danny Ings, I need you to be finishing them. Haaland has a man out wide. Still Erling Haaland. Good save by Bazunu. And the refs brought that back there for a free kick. Oh my days. Well, I think that's harsh, to be honest. The defender's got to try and block Haaland's shot, and he's got his shot away. The keeper saved it. To then pull it back for the free kick is harsh, but my goodness, Kevin De Bruyne has absolutely rifled it into the top corner. Anel's on the line, and he gets absolutely nowhere near it. Grealish into Haaland, and they're finding so much space. Alvarez into Phil Foden, away from his man, and Foden drills it in for 3. Empty the bench, boys. It's done. Manchester City taking all 3 points away from the Etihad. Empty the bench. Well, there is the full-time whistle. We managed to stem the flow in the second half, but realistically, City just took their foot off the gas. We were way off the pace in that game, completely outclassed by Guardiola's side in the first half. So this next game comes at a terrible time for us. Not only is it Christmas Eve, no one wants to be playing on Christmas Eve, but it's also a poor run of form for Sheffield United. So we don't really want to be playing in a cup quarter-final with a lot on the line. I'd love to make it into the EFL Cup semi-finals, but we're still searching for our first win in December. So it's going to take something special if we are to get through West Ham today. We need to turn our form around, and making it to the semi-finals would be a great way of doing it. Sucic, I fired over. Well, it does look as if West Ham have made some changes for the game, and they're potentially not quite at full strength. So it is an opportunity for us here to make it to a semi-final, which would be a great achievement for us. I've got a mix of starters and bench players. Is Connor on side there? He is. Connor Roberts gives us the lead. Corner for West Ham here, not long after our goal, as they're looking to find a way back into it. Giles flicks down, it's not cleared, and Bowen equalises for the Hammers. Didn't clear our lines. Will be another corner for the Hammers here, same side that they scored from. They'll come back out to the kick taker, Fornals, who finds Kamari Swire on the edge of the box. Bowen back to Fornals, and that's a dangerous ball. Anel, gets a touch on it. But Thomas Souček at the back post, how many times has he done that for West Ham over the years? Right place at the right time. And from a goal down, we've let the Hammers back into it, and now they lead. And just before the break, we'll have a corner of our own to contend with. Jefferson's in there. And this time, he beats Muslera. It's a Christmas cracker here at the London Stadium, and we're going to go into the break tied up at 2 apiece. Great header across goal. Break could be on here. And Souček rolls through Adams. Edson Alvarez to beat. And the Mexican's done well to stand him up. Giles with Brownhill on the edge. And now Vinny Souza. Man over is Gus Harmer. Big save, Muslera. This game coming just a few days after our trip to the Etihad. So a couple of tired legs out there. Tired legs and tired minds. And West Ham looking more likely at the moment. But we could potentially spring a counter-attack here. And Koulibaly, who is one of those subs. Angelo is in support. Great opportunity here. Angelo across the box to Ings. And Danny Ings off the bench may have just sent Sheffield United to the Carabao Cup semi-finals. We pushed the pace on the counter. Koulibaly and Angelo. And he rolled it across the Brazilian to Danny Ings, who was waiting to tap home. And smashes it in past the dive of Muslera. Still, Brooke Norton-Cuffy swings the ball in, and Anel, brilliant defending in there. And there's the whistle into the Carabao Cup semi-finals. We needed that. It's a distraction from the league where we've been in such poor form. And we've come to London and given the Blades fans an early Christmas present. So we played on the Tuesday night and were joined by Forest making it through to the semi-finals. Now, we should find out who it is we will face. I know Liverpool played United, so whoever won that is the team to avoid. And we'll be taking on, it's Liverpool, of course it would be. Ipswich and Nottingham Forest, the other semi. So it'll be a two-legged affair against Liverpool for a place at Wembley to take on either Ipswich or Nottingham Forest. Great opportunity to get through. And whilst we're here, we'll take a quick look at the FA Cup third round, where we will be taking a trip to Valley Parade to take on Bradford City. Looking forward to that one, and it should come in today's episode. So we've just promoted one of our youth players, Tom Powell, only 54 overall, but he has got some pretty decent stats. Very, very quick. I like the skill moves and the weak foot as well. He's got some pretty decent potential, so I'm going to try and loan him out as we're approaching the January window and get him some first team football. So here we are then, back to matters in the league as we return back home to Bramall Lane finally, taking on Brentford here, and a great opportunity for us to return to winning ways. We desperately need it in the league with no wins since the away trip to Molineux at the end of November. Desperate to pick up all 3 points here off the back of that win against West Ham. Wow, Kaminsky turning on the afterburners. And Greaves has to clear at the near post. You may have just seen Brentford's away record flash up on screen there. Fantastic away record. 9 games played, 7 wins, 2 draws and no defeats. So they are the kings of the road at the moment, as Shandon Baptiste into the penalty area tries his luck, and Bazunu gathers the second attempt. Bogle, bit of space down the right hand side. Harmer looking for the give and go with Bogle. That's simple but effective, and Bogle Harmer does really well to keep that in. Still Harmer. Here's Souček on the end, lining one up. And that's the first real save that Flecken has had to make all game. It's taken 71 minutes, 72 minutes to test him. But he's finally been called into action. Harmer swings the corner in. And there's the header. And it's Danny Ings once again who's there. 2-2 for the Englishman. And I mentioned in that game at the Etihad, potentially going to have to look to replace him next summer. And he's responded saying, Gaffer, don't even think about it. I've still got goals in me. That's what you signed me for. Brownhill away from Onyeka. And now it's Angelo, and he's got Manning in support. Manning! Oh, I don't believe it. The Youth Academy prospect has come off the bench, got pulled in because of Archer and Brewster's injuries, and I brought him on for the last 10 minutes, and he scored on his professional debut. Connor Manning, that is special. Well, he's heading out on loan in just a few days' time when the January window opens, but he was called up today due to a lack of numbers, and Connor Manning, with a goal on his debut, a dream start, the young man secures the victory, and Sheffield United do return to winning ways in the league. That is a massive, massive win, and I'm absolutely buzzing for Connor Manning. So, tricky test away at Goodison Park here. Never an easy place to go. We're in that busy Christmas period where the games come thick and fast. I've had to make a lot of changes, including Connor Manning making his first league start for the club up top after his substitute appearance against Brentford. He lines up top with fellow academy graduate Daniel Jebison, but it's an Everton graduate, Lewis Dobbin, who gives the host the lead. Poor start from us here. Lots of changes, as I say, but the Toffees taking an early lead. So we're without our captain, Anel, today. So Jayden Bogle takes the armband down that right-hand side. Of course, massive loss without our captain, the big Bosnian. And that playing a part in the early stages of this game. Everton been much the better side. Swung into the back post for Zeballos, and we just about get away with it. Everton, as I say, much the better team here. And we've not really started. Here's Ola down the left, and Brownhill has Manning in support. Manning sees the captain for today, Bogle. And Jayden down the right-hand side, levels it up against the run of play, wearing the armband today and celebrating with those Sheffield United fans. Connor Manning with the assist. What a time he is having. He's just about to go out on loan. 2 appearances for the club, a goal and an assist. Brilliant from the young man. Game's been pretty slow so far in this second half. No real chances, but here we come. Pegged back to Jebison. Oh, he's put it wide. Great opportunity, getting the start in the league today, but he smashes his effort wide of that near post. That is a great opportunity for the young man. Into stoppage time here, and if there is to be a late winner, it's going to be for the host. I think a draw is probably a fair result, but they're looking to win it, and they might do so. Bazunu has to push that away, and they'll have a late corner. Last chance for the host to win it. Morpie swings it in. Dangerous ball, and Brownhill should clear. That will do it. As I say, a point, probably a fair result. Not a huge amount of chances with both teams making changes, but we'll take it after the rotten run of form we've been on. So we've made it to January here, and we've got a lot to digest. Firstly, I'm just going to go straight to these. Kobbie Mainoo and Angelo both recalled from their loans. To be honest, I think they've played a decent amount. I think that's a little bit harsh that they've been recalled, but it's just the way that the game is. Connor Manning, the hero of today's episode, has gone out on loan for 2 years, and Connor Bradley has left the club as he's joined Motherwell. You can also see there's a big offer from Roma for Hayden Hackney. Now, I've said the whole way through this save that I'm not going to stand in the way of players who want to go, but I don't know about that one. If it was one of the top teams in England, then there's no way I'd turn it down. But Hackney to Roma, I'm not sure it's that realistic. Maybe to play under Mourinho. But with the year that we're having this season, I think Hayden would stay and progress in England. Like I say, if it was one of the top sides in England, then I wouldn't stand in his way. But with it being abroad, I'm going to reject that one. So we will now head into the scouting update. And I sort of mentioned before, with obviously us not having a lot of money to play with for January after basically spending it all, I'm not too sure we're going to be signing anyone, and my main focus for January is actually on the youth players. We need to get some of these players signed up. I mean, Jordan Winter, that potential has dropped, but the overall is great, so I am going to give him a pro deal for now. I'm also going to let go of a few of these players that we've been scouting. They look all right, but the potential ranges have dropped, and I want to be players who are sort of high 80s to 90s, so we'll keep scouting Wade. As for Norway, similar situation. Johansson's potential has really dropped. Same with Sander Simonsen. Jorgensen, despite the pretty high overall, is also going to be let go. Same as Ali. So a few of these guys that we thought might be all right, we are going to let go. Christensen we will give a pro deal to, but other than that, just a few more players that we're going to continue scouting for now. And as for Greece, I think there was a few players in here that may potentially get pro deals. Harris is another where the potential's just dropped too much. Samaras I'm going to give a deal to, because I think with a position change we could see his rating jump up. Dimitriou as well is another who's going to get an academy deal. Georgios Dimitriou, the namesake of, we'll say it's his cousin or something. Georgios is going to get an academy deal as well. Samaras with the high overall, I'm also going to chuck into the youth academy. We've got another Dimitriou here, which we will keep scouting for now. Another Dimitriou, bloody hell, the Dimitriou family are all over the place in Greece. Another one here, but Sebastian will get rejected. Nilos Kaya I like the look of as well. We will, even after just 1 month, we'll give him a youth academy deal as well. So a few more players to be scouted in Greece, but I want to go and take a look at the youth academy because there's quite a few new players making it into the system. So I won't go through every single player here because I'll just be here for too long, but a couple of decent players making it into the youth setup. If you do have any recommendations on some position changes or development plans, then let me know. I mean, this guy looks like he could have decent potential but must be in the wrong position, so I'm going to go through now, as I say, do a few development plans and position changes, but let me know in the comments if you have any recommendations. So just another bit of housekeeping before we head into our next game. Ollie Norwood has just signed a new 1-year deal with the club. He's taken a very slight wage decrease of £1 a week, and I'm hoping that he's going to retire at the end of next season. I was thinking of just letting him walk, but I want to keep him here until he retires. Annoyingly, with Mohamed El Neni, I cannot negotiate with him. I want to give him a new deal, but there's just nothing I can do. He's been pretty solid for us since coming in the summer, and at 32 I'd like to give him a 1-year extension, but I can't, so there's every chance he just walks on a free. So next game is another tough one as we welcome Tottenham Hotspur to Bramall Lane, but we are on a little bit of a better run of form. Undefeated in our last 3 games now in all competitions, so feeling a little bit better about ourselves. That cross is cleared, but it will drop to El Neni. Keeps things ticking over and finds Giles, who's away from his man. Giles looked to peg it back and will win the corner. Early booking for Skip for a bad tackle. Chance on the counter here, and Greaves has stepped out of defence, and Hackney in support Emerson will get across, but Hayden Hackney drives on and forces the save out of Lloris. First real test of the game, and Hugo Lloris is equal to it. Corner swung in for Danny Ings, who has been amongst the goals today. And again, Hugo Lloris is there to turn it behind. Harmer again from the other side. Ings in the middle this time. And Hugo Lloris cannot keep that one out. Danny Ings, with I think his third goal of the episode now, heads us into the lead at Bramall Lane. Such a tricky one with Danny Ings because, as I've said throughout the episode, now declining in stats and in rating, but so important for us. That's his 9th goal of the season in 18 appearances in the Premier League, and his contract is due to expire at the end of next season. There's no way I'm going to sell him in January or in the summer, but I also don't think he's going to be a starter come the beginning of next season. So we'll see where we're at with Danny Ings, but he's been on great form in today's episode. And Ndombele into Correa, able to turn. Correa hits one. Oh, it's a great strike. And the former Atletico Madrid man picks up the ball and says, come on, we're better than this. And he's single-handedly dragged his side back into things. That's a brilliant strike with the outside of the boot. Oh, a terrible place to give the ball away. Chance for Spurs to win it, and Giles does well at the back post. And a bit of a let-off there. I don't think we'll have time to spring the counter. Ings looking for Jefferson, looking to bully his way through. And Scalvini will clear. Spoil shared at Bramall Lane. Pretty decent point, I'll take that. Very quiet second half, all the action in the first, but a respectable point to keep the unbeaten run going. So a quick little sale here before our next game, which is the FA Cup third round against Bradford. Rodri Brown, one of the young Welsh lads that we had come through the academy, has gone to Borussia Mönchengladbach. So I quite like that one. We've seen a lot of young players head to Germany to sort of apply their trade. So 11 changes to the lineup for our trip to Bradford City here. Ollie Norwood captains the side, his first start since signing that new one-year deal. I'm really hoping he retires at the end of next season because I'm desperate to get him to retire at the club. I don't want to have to sell him. So yeah, 11 changes today. I'm expecting this to be pretty comfortable regardless, and an early goal will definitely settle any doubt of a Bradford City Cup set. Here's Jefferson and Adams round the corner for Brownhill, and the square pass is on for Koulibaly, who coolly backheels it into the net. And yeah, I'm expecting this to be pretty comfortable. With the squad that we've built, even our backup team is still pretty strong. So yeah, I expect us to put a couple of goals past Bradford and see this out pretty comfortably. Here goes Connor Roberts down the right, swings the cross in, and it's 2. Comfortable header for Shea Adams coming in at the back post and put us in the hat for the fourth round. We're already basically there. Into stoppage time here, and we've just completely controlled the game in this second half. Bradford are looking to get a goal back and ruin the clean sheet, but it's not going to affect the outcome. We'll be heading through to the fourth round. Really, really comfortable win for us. Just controlled it after we went 2 goals up. And as that was such a quick one, I think we've just about got time to squeeze in at the first leg of our Carabao Cup semi-final. Bring it on, Liverpool. So first leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final here. We played Liverpool in the league last year, of course, at Bramall Lane. It was an absolute cracker. I think it finished 3 apiece with loads of late goals. I'm expecting a little bit more of the same today. Looks like they've rotated as well. We've got a mixed lineup with a few starters and a couple of the sort of squad players. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's lots of goals once again in this fixture. Liverpool just waiting for an opening here. Diaz in a pocket of space. That's a brilliant save by Fraser Forster. Diving to his right to deny the Colombian. Corner swung in and it's well defended. Sucic, the break could be on here. Sucic finds Danny Ings. The pass was a little bit behind him, but Luka still on the run. Luka Sucic, big save. Great save by Alisson to deny Luka Sucic just before the break. And with me predicting goals, we go into the break tied at 0-0. Still a lot of football to be played over the course of this semi-final. Danger again here. Oh, it slid through brilliantly to Jota. The pass is magnificent. And the Portuguese international drills it in at the near post. I'm not sure who it is. I think it might be Endo who plays the ball through. It's inch perfect to Diogo Jota, who scores against the Blades once again. And Liverpool take the lead in the first leg. Archer finds Harmer. And we use the run as a decoy. Jefferson, top scorer in the competition. Tight angle. And Alisson saw it all the way. Gonna have to be something special to beat Alisson from there. That will probably do it for the first leg. We're still in the tie, but you'd say Liverpool definitely in the driver's seat with the second leg to come at Anfield. We huffed and puffed, but we never really created much. As I say, still in the tie, but Liverpool definitely favourites to make it to Wembley. Okay then guys, that is where we will leave it for today's episode. 20 games now played in the Premier League as we head into the second half of the season. Of course, through to the fourth round of the FA Cup, and we've got the Carabao Cup semi-final second leg to come in the next episode. Looking forward to that and cracking on further into this second season with Sheffield United, where hopefully we can push for a European spot. I'll catch you in the next episode very soon, guys, and peace.